Yes guys, how are we doing? And welcome back to another YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Myfitnesspal correctly with a handful of simple steps. Hopefully once you watch this video, you'll know exactly how to use Myfitnesspal for your particular fitness goal. Firstly, if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're a new viewer, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do enjoy it, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Basically, Myfitnesspal is a really effective app that you can use to get a better understanding of calories and macros. And when we talk about macros, which are your macronutrients, we talk about the big three. So they are fat, protein and carbohydrates. You're able to input your foods on a daily basis, whether you're manually typing them in or you're scanning them into the app, and they're able to come up with your calories and your macronutrients for every single food you have. And why is this important? Well, basically you're able to assess your daily intake with your calories and macronutrients, and you're able to compare that against your own fitness goal, whether that's muscle gain or fat loss. And in a second, I'm gonna go in a little bit more detail about those. Understandably so, Myfitnesspal is not for everyone, and I completely understand that. However, I do think if you're new to fitness or you have a particular fitness goal in mind, I think it is useful to understand calories and food in a little bit more detail, and Myfitnesspal allows you to do that. So this is calculator.net, and it's going to give me a good understanding of where to start from. So I'm going to input all of my information. So age 25, height I'm 6'1", so that's 185. Weight at the moment I'm at 90 kilos. So of course, like different macro calculators, I'm going to give you different kind of numbers, and some are going to ask for more detail than others. You know, like I said, it's just a basic understanding. So this one, exercise 4 to 5 times a week. And at the moment, just for my calorie maintenance, so you've got your calorie deficit, you've got calorie maintenance, and you've got calorie surplus. Calorie maintenance is just where we're at to begin with, and I'm going to calculate that. So this gives me 2,837 calories a day, 173 grams of protein, 278 grams of carbohydrates, and 81 grams of fat. And if I'm honest, that's probably there or thereabouts with my maintenance weight, basically to maintain my weight over a period of time. I'd probably reduce the carbohydrates down a little bit, but obviously if my activity levels are quite high, then obviously that's going to bring down that number a little bit. So this gives us a really good understanding of where we're currently at and gives us a number to use for Myfitnesspal. When it comes to your own fitness goal, of course, you've got to tailor your macros to you. So of course, if your goal is weight loss, you're going to have to go into a calorie deficit, which means slightly less than your calorie maintenance. So if your calorie maintenance is 2,300, for example, you're going to have to try out 2,200 by potentially taking a little bit away from your carbs or your fat. If your goal is muscle gain, you potentially want to be hitting your calorie maintenance number or go into a calorie surplus, which means you're potentially putting on weight, but if it means that you're going to achieve your muscle gain goal, then doing that for a period of time may be useful. Okay, cool. So you now have your own customized calories and macros. And what we're going to do now, if you haven't done already, is we're going to download the app. So I want you to open the app. And when you open the app, it's going to ask you for similar questions like the calculator.net. So it'll ask you for your activity levels, whether you want to maintain weight, whether you want to lose weight, whatever it may be. And it will give you your calories and macros for you, which is absolutely fine. The reason I like to set everything to 0 and not use these is because it gives you a percentage for your 3 main macronutrients, and it's quite rigid. It's not very customized to yourself. So if you want a really basic understanding of what you're going towards, use that, that's absolutely fine. But what I'm going to do in this first part is set everything to 0. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go over to more. We're going to click where it says goals, and just under where it says nutrition goals, it says calorie, carbs, protein and fat goals. We're going to click there. So as you can see, 2,500, carbohydrates 30%, protein 40%, fat 30%. And of course it's got to make 100%, so we have to change it around. And that's what I mean when it doesn't give you the exact number you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to click where it says calories, and then you've got the 2,500. And all we're going to do is we're going to delete that, 0, tick it, and then if you go back to this homepage, everything is now set to 0. For me, this is really important, and the reason I set everything to 0 and get my team members and other people that I know to do this is because everything is then customized yourself. You can input your foods based on your own calories and macros rather than what maybe an app has given you. Yes, you can use those numbers, that's absolutely fine, but doing this, it allows you to kind of go more towards the gram, there or thereabouts, rather than going off a percentage. So now we've hit everything to 0, we know our calories and macros that we want to hit. The next part is inputting foods into the app. So there's two ways that you can do this. You can either do it manually or you can scan it in. So I'm going to use the example of a bagel and a couple of eggs for breakfast. So we're going to add food, we can search for it. The reason this comes up is because I've already searched for the food, so probably the best thing to do to begin with is to scan a few packets of foods that you normally have, and as soon as you enter it, it does come up. So that's the reason it came up really quickly. I'm going to talk about serving size in a second, but for now, I'm just going to press the tick, and it's into Myfitnesspal. The second way that you can input foods into Myfitnesspal is by scanning it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that with these eggs. So you're going to select add foods. You can also scan your meal, but maybe I might show you how to do that in a future video. But for now, we're going to scan the barcode. So it's all scans, does it really, really quickly. We had 2 eggs, so I'm going to change the servings, confirm, and already you can see it's gone straight into Myfitnesspal, the bagel and the 2 eggs for breakfast. And they are the 2 ways that we can input foods into Myfitnesspal, and that's by manually putting it in or scanning it. When it comes to adding foods, we're not going to be as lucky as we were for breakfast, where we could just scan a food and put it in. When we have foods such as potatoes, rice, oats, chicken, whatever it may be, and we have to go off the grams, is a little bit more challenging. So when you scan a food or you manually put it in, you're going to have to change the serving size and the number of servings to ensure that we put it in correctly. I'm going to use the example of sweet potato. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that in for lunch. I'm going to press add food, as you know. We're going to search sweet potato. And automatically, because I've put it in before, it comes up with the serving size and the number of servings that I've already used previously. Sometimes if I go over to the serving size, it might say an ounce, 3.5 ounce, whatever it may be. And my rule of thumb is normally set everything to a gram or 100 grams. Most of the time you can get away with 100 grams, but just to make sure and make it as simple as possible, we can just set it to 1 gram, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to change the serving size to 1 gram, confirm, and then obviously when it comes to potatoes, rice, chicken, you've got to be mindful of uncooked weight versus cooked weight, and I'm going to cover that in another video, a part 2. For this, we're going to have 250 grams. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to change the number of servings to 250, confirm, and as you can see, it comes up with my calories. So serving size, I changed to 1 gram, number of servings, 250. We're going to confirm that, and again, it goes straight into Myfitnesspal. So the fourth and final really important consideration that we've got to take into is understanding your calorie total. So what I've done is I've inputted some foods into Myfitnesspal to give myself this number, 1,716. But so far, I don't know my macronutrients for that particular day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to select where it says nutrition. And as you can see, protein 138 grams, carbohydrates 194, fat 37. And of course, this is going to be very individual to yourself and your own macros. But if you have a certain number to go from, then of course, when you start inputting foods, you'll be able to manage the rest of the day. So if you put some food into breakfast or lunch, you can understand the calories and macros that you've had so far. And then the rest of the day, the dinner, the snacks, whatever it may be, you can adjust your meals based on the calories and macros you have left. I hope you found today's YouTube video useful on how to use Myfitnesspal, and like I said, make sure you tailor it to your own fitness goals. My macros are tailored to myself. Make sure you focus on your goal first. You understand whether you want to follow your calorie maintenance, your calorie deficit, or calorie surplus numbers. Find those out and then utilize Myfitnesspal to hit them. Don't feel that you have to follow your calories and macros to the T, because you can taper them around. Like, the number you get and you start to use is only a rough idea because it's very individual to yourself. You know, you might be very active throughout the week, whether that's physical activity or your job or whatever it may be. And, you know, you're gonna have to line them up with your goal, and you're gonna have to adjust them based on that. What I would suggest is just find a number to go from, stick with it for a period of time, focus on your goal, whether it's a calorie deficit, maintenance or surplus, see if you're putting on weight, maintain your weight or losing weight, and then just adjust them accordingly. I hope you found today's YouTube video useful. If you did enjoy it, smash that like button, and if you wanna see more videos, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.